What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Lucas. I'm a medical doctor and currently doing my ophthalmology residency in Germany. In today's video, I'm going to show you the reasons why I chose this specialty. So let's get started. One of the main reasons why I chose ophthalmology as my specialty is because it's a surgical field. I've all my life used my body, my legs, my arms to do sports. I've always been an athlete, played soccer on a very high level, and I really enjoy using my body. Therefore, from early on, I was quite sure that I would love to become a surgeon where I could also use my arms, my legs to do procedures, to learn a skill. I find this just much more fulfilling, more meaningful than just sitting on a chair, thinking non-stop, figuring out what the patient has for a problem. And I feel like it's quite boring. I feel like you get really tired. You're not using your body, your legs, your muscles. They all just get really tired and like atrophic at the end. So that's just my imagination, but I feel like I need to move, I need to do something to just feel that kind of fulfillment, happiness in my life. Furthermore, I also realized after a while that I'm really interested in the microsurgical procedures. I find this just extremely spectacular to do these kind of surgeries. They're extremely hard, extremely stressful. It's really the most difficult, in my opinion, to work with these tiny organs, use sutures that you cannot even see with your eyes. So in ophthalmology, we always need to use the microscope to do our surgeries. And in my opinion, it's just the Champions League. Additionally, I also really love ophthalmology for the fact that it's such an innovative field. We are always working with really modern and new technologies. And I'm just a huge fan of that. I guess that's the case in ophthalmology because there have always been very smart and intelligent people who joined this field. They really were leaders, they innovated new things, they won a lot of Nobel Prizes, and I guess that's why this field is like that. For technologies, we for example use the OCT scan. That's an imaging technique that basically use light waves to take cross-sectional photos of the retina. Therefore, we are basically able to see every layer of the retina and see what's going on there. It has a very high resolution. We can see details in micrometers, and therefore we figure out a lot of diseases and pathologies for the patients. And it's just quite fulfilling to see all these pathologies with this technique, and it's something that we really need, and without that we would not be able to know so much about the eyes. As I said many times before, we also use laser techniques that are also very modern techniques, and I really enjoy doing that. We can help patients to reduce their eye pressure so they can keep their vision for a long time. We can help them to prevent getting a retinal detachment when they have a retinal hole, for example. Or we also can open the posterior capsule of the lens and help the patient to increase their vision again. Third, I also love about ophthalmology that it's such a tiny field. We only really focus on the eye, and we do not really have to care about other organs. Other organs are also fascinating. The heart is spectacular. The kidney are just extremely interesting, but also very difficult to understand. However, I just find it's enough to just focus on one organ. You do not need to focus on several ones, in my opinion. It's already way too difficult to know everything, so I'm more than happy with just one organ, and I'm very thankful that in ophthalmology we really just can focus all the time on this organ and do not have to do so much elsewhere. Fourth, I also enjoy that the patients in ophthalmology are oftentimes in a quite good health condition. Of course, that's not always the case. However, most of the time our patients are not in conditions where there is about life or death, or they really got a devastating disease, and we have to help them to increase their lifetime. And it's quite unsure what's going to happen, how long they can still survive. So I really need that. I want to work with patients that are happy, that are healthy, that are positive mostly, because I think it has a really big influence on your life as well, how they are feeling. If they're really sick, if they're close to death, that's also quite frustrating. You always think about these negative aspects, and it changes your behavior, in my opinion. Oftentimes we also can help patients quite well if they have a disease like cataract. That's a very common one, probably the most common disease we see in ophthalmology. And here we can just increase the patient's vision with a surgery, and that only takes 10 minutes. So therefore it's quite easy one, and it's quite fulfilling to see how patients get better. Finally, I also like about ophthalmology, that's a field where we can recognize pathologies quite easily by just looking at the eye. So when we look at the cornea with the slit lamp, or if we're doing a fundoscopy and put a lens in front of the patient, we can oftentimes recognize pathologies like a retinal detachment, a retinal tear. So it really depends on your diagnostic skills, and it really is important that you look at the patient. I find this very clear vision of diseases really helps me to understand what's going on here, and it's much more fun than when it's so abstract, when you do a physical examination of a patient and at the end you're not quite sure what's going on here. You have some clues, but it's not for sure. That's quite frustrating in my opinion. So I'm very thankful that in ophthalmology it's very different to that, and that we are oftentimes able to help the patient quite quickly. So these were the reasons why I chose ophthalmology for my specialty. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to learn more about how my life as an ophthalmologist looks like, here's a video about that. Take a look here. And if you want to know how much I earn as a medical doctor in Germany, or how much doctors in Germany are able to earn actually, take a look at this video. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.